Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As you all know, I did an unboxing of the new Stephane snake collection on my Instagram about a month ago. Initially, I wanted to do it on YouTube for you guys, but unfortunately, my camera was not working and I had to send it back to get it fixed. So it took a while for me to get the camera back, so I decided to unbox it with my phone on Instagram for my Instagram followers. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, I suggest you to do so. Sometimes I post things on there that I don't do it on YouTube, and it's all fragrance related. Now, regarding the new Stephane snake collection, it was a very extremely exciting news for me. When I received the new snake collection, I was so excited to open them and kind of smell them to see what they smell like. About a year ago, I did get some information that they were planning to create a new collection that follows the Mortal Skin, pretty much create the new siblings for Mortal Skin. And sure enough, a year later, we have the new snake collection right here. So I have smelled these before, but again, I'm going to try to do like a first impression. I'm going to go over them very quickly, what they smell like. I'm not going to get into too much of a detail. Try to go kind of over them to kind of give you guys a hint what each one of them kind of smell like. Now, this new collection supposed to be embarking on this symbolic adventure of the snake collecting stories and legends from all over the world. So why this new collection? It was very important for Stephane to launch a different collection. Stephane put all his love and energy with Oriental perfumes during all these years, and he wanted to express different feeling and other facet of his personality with this new collection. All right, the first one that we're going to review, it's going to be God of Fire. All right, so God of Fire. First of all, the boxes, they're all in white. They usually used to be in black. I like that change that they're all in white. As you can see, they have this initial box on top of them, which you will see at the end of my video, which is in white. And then the box that's underneath it, the actual box, it's also in white. All right, so this one, as you can see, it's blue. You know, when the name, it's really powerful. When you hear God of Fire, you would think of like a red color, and then you get this turquoise blue, which is gorgeous. All right, let's put this over here, and let's spray and see what we get. God of Fire, yes, the bottle is just beautiful. And let's see what we get. Wow, this is so good. I was not expecting that from this color. Actually, believe it or not, I kind of get the turquoise blue color from the initial blast. I get a big dose of fruitiness and citrusy notes in here on the initial opening. Almost like a tropical vibe to the scent. But as you all know, Stephane the fragrance morphs very quickly, and now I can definitely smell the woody facets of the scent are becoming forward and kind of taking that tropical vibe away from the fragrance. So it's becoming fruity, citrusy, very woody. I would say it's kind of like a vertical, modern, tonic, dry woods type of a scent. I did realize that in the notes it says that there's a mango in here, but I don't want you guys to think that this is a mango scent. So it doesn't have a mango as its leading note. It just has this kind of a fruity type of a vibe to it. The woodiness kind of takes away that tropical feel that I get from it on the initial spray. So some might say this has a little bit of a tropical vibe to it, but I think the woodiness makes it very modern and sophisticated and takes that tropical vibe kind of away from it. So I would say maybe for like the first 2 minutes or so, you get a tropical vibe from it, from that mango, the citrus notes and all that stuff, and the pink berries, which makes it kind of spicy and fruity. But then when the woodiness with vanilla and all that stuff kicks in, and there's also a little bit of oud going on in here as well, but the oud is very little. It's nothing that you would say, oh my God, I can totally smell the oud. So yeah, so this is pretty much what I get for God of Fire. It's kind of a woody amber type of a fragrance. All right, so the next one, it's going to be Crying Evil. Again, I'm telling you, these names are phenomenal. I love the names. It definitely goes with Stephane Humbert. And like I said, just the boxes, everything is just done to perfection. All right, so let's see what this one smells like. Crying Evil. All right, so this is the bottle. Crying Evil. There you go. It's so interesting to smell the fragrances side by side because you can tell the intensity or the level of sweetness of the fragrances. Like right now, this one, Crying Evil, is definitely more sweet than the God of Fire that I smelled previously. It definitely opens up kind of floral, sweet. God, it's beautiful. I get a big dose of violet in here. It's powdery, it's warm, spicy, but yet there's this freshness to it and a little bit of sourness, but not as sour as God of Fire. And it's not as spicy as God of Fire either. It's warmer. It's kind of more, is not as sharp as God of Fire. And it's completely different. This is floral. That one is very woody forward amber. This is more of a floral type of amber fragrance. Now, as it's opening up, I get this beautiful leather note in here. The leather cord is very powerful. It makes the fragrance kind of animalic. Some people might say it's animalic. Some people might say it has that petrol slash gasoline type of a smell to it. But again, it's just blended so well. I also get hints of tuberose in here. I get a little bit of patchouli as it's opening up. You can tell like the opening is floral. It's a happy type of a scent, but then it turns into this dark, kind of mysterious type of a scent that has hints of floral going on, which I find it very beautiful. There's this beautiful amber cord as the backbone of the fragrance. It's gorgeous, the amber cord, which is floral and kind of sweet. But then, as I mentioned, I keep repeating myself, it has the animalic chords to it. There's also complex woods to this scent, which I would say kind of like God of Fire, but in a different way again. They're nothing alike. And what else? It's powdery, it's warm, spicy, it has freshness to it. It's kind of animalic. And I also, as I said, I get a little bit of patchouli, and I also get a musky vibe from it as well, which I know it's going to carry the longevity of Crying Evil. All right, so let's go to the next one, which is Venom Incarnat. I think in French they say Incarnat, if I'm not saying that wrong. If I can open it without breaking it. Yeah, it has this beautiful kind of a red color in it. The bottle is just gorgeous. This is the bottle, Venom Incarnat. God, this is also very, very aromatic. I get this big dose of juicy, realistic, delicious strawberry on the opening. It's It's to die for. So therefore it's kind of sweet, yes. It's kind of sweet at the same time, but it's also a little bit sour too again. Now the strawberry that's opening up, I kind of get more of different kind of berries at the same time too. So I think besides the strawberry, there are other berries going on in here as well. Very unique. The strawberry doesn't smell cheap at all. It smells very realistic type of a strawberry, very luscious, very juicy. But then it kind of feels like there, like I mentioned before, feels like there are other berries mixed with that strawberry, but the strawberry is just the strongest note in here. Oh wow! So something interesting is happening. As I mentioned to you guys, this fragrance, or all of it so far, they're all morphing, and I can definitely smell the smokiness. This is definitely smoky at the same time. So it opened up very fruity. It had this beautiful strawberry, very realistic strawberry, not like a cheap synthetic strawberry. But then as I was smelling, you get hit with this beautiful smokiness, which is just gorgeous. Very beautiful. I love this. So far, I have to say, I loved every one of them. And they're all brand new in a way that the DNA is just completely new. I haven't smelled anything before, even though I have a backstory for the Venom Incarnat, which I will tell you guys shortly, but I'm just waiting for this one to open up a little bit more. So yeah, this one definitely is fresh, spicy. It's sweet, it's fruity. There's definitely berries, strawberries going on in here. There's an amber chord again in this one as well, but it's kind of like a fruity amber chord in here. There's definitely the smokiness going on, but I also think that there's also leather going on in here as well. God, the more it opens up, the more balanced it becomes. Because the first, when you open it up, it's so fruity and so kind of like luscious strawberry, but then now it's becoming very heavy and sophisticated, and with that smokiness, it's just gorgeous. Very unisex. So I kind of also, as I mentioned, it's kind of sweet and sour at the same time, but I definitely can smell vanilla and caramel now as it's opening up. Which kind of makes it delicious. So I don't know if you would say this kind of gourmand. Yeah, I would say this is definitely a gourmand type of a scent because of this strawberry. Yeah, definitely. Now I get the vanilla, I get the caramel kind of coming in. Oh, this is delicious. But then there's this freshness, sourness in the background, which definitely is from the berries and strawberry. And then again, you have that smokiness going on, which makes it fantastic. So what I get with this, it's kind of woody at the same time, but it's definitely not as strong as woody as the other fragrances. The other ones are definitely more woody. This is more fruity than the other ones. I think this is the most fruity one out of all of them. The one before Crying Evil compared to this is definitely more floral and sweeter. This is more sour. I would say this is even more sour than God of Fire. So I would say this one is the most sour one so far, and then God of Fire, and then Crying Evil. The leather in Crying Evil is more animalic and way more pronounced. This one, the leather is not as pronounced, but this one is definitely more smoky. It kind of gives me actually that hookah shisha type of effect, which I find it really interesting. God, it's so good. All right, so let's get to the story, the backstory behind Venom Incarnat. Now, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people on Instagram are going to use it, and they're not going to mention my name. They're going to say, oh, we knew this ahead of the time. Anyway, so the story behind Venom Incarnat is that this fragrance is actually from 15 years ago. Yes, you heard me right. It was going under the name Ombre Assad, which was under the house of Nezanes, which was discontinued. Yes, Stephane Humbert had a house which was called Nezanes, and the name of this fragrance back then was Ombre Assad. It's not the exact copy. They're very similar, but certain stuff has been reworked in this, which kind of made it different. Like I remember that one when I compared it to this. I mean, I don't own that, but I kind of feel like this one is definitely more smoky than the Assad one. And when I talked to him about it, he said that he kind of tried to modernize it. He used a better modern leather in here, and he also used a specific type of a sugar in this one, which you can definitely smell the sugar in this fragrance. So again, this is definitely a gourmand type of a scent, but has a smokiness to it which really balances out the fragrance and stops it from becoming too heady of a fruity type of a scent. And for Stephane Humbert, it was extremely important to bring this one back because it did so well with that previous line Nezanes. And I think that he did a great job for bringing this back because it's such a gorgeous fragrance. And I think a lot of ladies and gentlemen, just the fact that the smokiness is even more in this one than the previous one, I would say that it became more unisex, and not just the ladies, the gentlemen will definitely enjoy this one as well. So this is the backstory, and this is as much as I want to get into detail of Venom Incarnat. All right, so next one in line is going to be Sand Dance. Now, a lot of people were so excited about this one. I remember when I posted a full picture of all the fragrances, everybody wanted to know what Sand Dance smells like. So this is the box, and there we go. The brown bottle, Sand Dance. Yeah, this is very beautiful. And I would say the DNA of all these fragrances are definitely very new. Nothing is redundant here. And they're very interesting. They're not Oriental fragrances whatsoever. It's a completely different facet personality of Stephane Humbert, which I find it very interesting. I think he did such a great job of totally taking a different direction with this collection, with these fantastic, gorgeous fragrances. And every one of them so far I have smelled, they've been just wonderful. I love every one of them. And this one here, Sand Dance, is just such a beautiful fragrance. And it has such a sophistication to it, even though it is a gourmand type of a scent. Now, it doesn't say it falls under the category of gourmand, but it says it's amber vanilla type of a scent. But to me, because of the cacao and the whiskey and the benzoin and the tonka bean, yes, there's some tonka bean in here that I smell, and benzoin and cedar as well. And I also smell some patchouli as well. And I think all these notes kind of create this semi-gourmand type of a vibe to Sand Dance, but in kind of like a sweet type of a gourmand way, which with the other one was more of like a fruity type of a gourmand, and this one is more of like a edible chocolate type of a gourmand, but with sophistication, nothing like childish type of a gourmand. Again, it's very subjective. I would say in reality it falls under the amber vanilla category. As it's drying down, the cedar and all that makes the fragrance very woody, so it's not too much of like a fragrance where you're like, oh, I just want to eat this, but it definitely has that type of a gourmand vibe to it at the same time that I think a lot of people will like this. So this is as far as I want to get with Sand Dance. It's just beautiful, and the main stuff that you get with this is amber, cacao, and whiskey, which makes it very gorgeous, a beautiful, beautiful scent. All right, so next one in line, we got Lady White Snake. Now, a lot of ladies, when I posted on Instagram the picture of all the bottles, they fell in love with the color of this bottle. A lot of ladies wanted to know what this one smells like, and I have smelled this already, and it is gorgeous as well. And I love the name, Lady White Snake. Anyways, let's see what we got here. Lady White Snake. All right, there's the box. All right, so this one, yeah, The bottle is just so gorgeous with that white finish. Yeah, the bottle is just beautiful. That white finish makes it so elegant, so sophisticated, so gorgeous. Eye candy. This is so realistic. It's definitely a floral type of a scent, but it's extremely realistic and it's so fresh. It feels like a fresh bouquet of flowers that you just bought and you brought inside your house. Really interesting. I wasn't expecting this from Stephane Humbert. I love this. So what I get, I would say there's a big dose of jasmine going on in here, a fresh, juicy jasmine going on. Very realistic jasmine. But there's also, I think there's other white floral mixed in here. I think there's some tuberose going on, maybe some orange blossom going on. But the main floral note is jasmine, and it's very realistic smelling. But the jasmine is also very sharp, kind of. It's also zesty, and I think it's the citrusy notes that are making this fragrance kind of zesty, which I think it balances out the fragrance really well. It stops it from becoming too heady of a floral scent. So that portion of it is just done to perfection. There's this beautiful amber chord going on, which you get the amber chord in all the fragrances in this collection, but this is more of like a floral amber category. It's kind of sweet. It's white floral on the opening. It's a little bit fruity at the same time too. It's also kind of sweet. I think there's some sugar, like a little bit of sugar used in here to kind of balance out the strong flowers in this fragrance. So it's kind of sweet, but not heady sweet, just perfectly balanced. Definitely zesty, as I mentioned. I keep repeating myself. And there's this honeyed kind of a vibe going on to it as well, which I think is coming from mandarin orange. Very realistic. If you're looking for something very fresh, realistic for spring and summertime, this is just perfect. And don't let the name confuse you because it's very unisex. I would definitely rock this. Even though I have smelled this, and usually what happens with jasmine fragrances is that when they dry down, they become kind of animalic. And I can tell you on this one doesn't become animalic at all. It actually becomes musky. It has this sharp muskiness going on in the background, which blends so well with the jasmine, and it carries the longevity of the fragrance really nicely. And this one is actually very powerful for a floral type of a scent, and it lasts for a long time. Very beautiful scent, very natural smelling. Yeah, it's a very uplifting, energizing, happy, and sunny type of a scent. It's perfect for spring and summertime. And that's all I have for Lady White Snake. All right, so we get to the end of the collection, which is Mortal Skin. Now, a lot of people would like to know if Mortal Skin is still the same or it has been reformulated. So I have the new one here in the box, and I have the older version as well, which I reviewed it about 6 months ago on my channel. I had this, this is my second bottle actually, because I love Immortal Skin. Very beautiful scent. Now, this one was not loved for a lot of people. It had to grow on a lot of people, but for me, it was love on the first sniff because I love Stephane Humbert fragrances. Now, this one definitely has that powdery vibe to it right away, which you can tell it's Stephane Humbert. And with that being said, let's get to the new version and see if this one smells like the old one. All right, there it is. The bottle looks exactly the same with the black finish and the golden plate. You know, that's what happens when you keep your fragrances in fridge. They stay fresh. And I'm comparing my old Mortal Skin with the new one. Smells exactly the same. Exactly the same. Not even a little bit of difference. Yeah, it hasn't been reformulated. It smells exactly the same. Now, if you guys want to know about Mortal Skin, I have done a detailed review of Mortal Skin on my channel. Make sure to check it out. But just to go really quick over it for the ones that are already watching the video, Mortal Skin, it's a amber woody type of a scent, and it's been known for its balsamic blackberry inkiness. It has this inky note in it, which is really interesting, which a lot of people say it kind of smells like black Afghano, which it does not at all. It does not smell like black Afghano. It's completely different. So it's a balsamic type of a scent. It has the major accord in this fragrance is definitely amber, but the amber, it's definitely the backbone of this fragrance. Initially, when you spray it, you definitely smell the blackberry in here. You smell that inkiness in here, which is really interesting, especially for the time that it came out. It was just like, I was blown away when I smelled it. And again, it's a very artistic fragrance. That's why some people, they didn't fall in love with it right away. So I always suggest those people to try it again, especially now that they've been collecting fragrances. They might really actually end up liking this scent. To me, I love this fragrance and it's just gorgeous. Now, again, it's balsamic. It has that ink note in it. It has blackberry in it. It's also kind of smoky as it dries down because it has incense in it as well. It's definitely dry and powdery. So it has that dusty, powdery signature scent of Stephane Humbert written all over it. It's definitely musky and it's kind of spicy, but it's kind of dull. It's not as sharp as, like, let's say, God of Fire is very sharp compared to this. This one is very dull and low-key compared to God of Fire. This is pretty much my impression of the Snake collection. Now, if you guys want more detail of these fragrances, let me know in the comment section, and I will try to make different videos for each one of them, because each one of them, they have a specific story behind them. So if you guys are interested, just let me know. Other than that, I will just leave it this way, if this is enough for you guys, because I think I pretty much went over everything besides the notes. I think I didn't need to go over the notes because you guys kind of want to know what it smells like. You guys can always look up the notes. And that's it, you guys. I think this collection, the Snake collection, will be launched, I think around this week or next week. They will launch it on their website, on Stephane Humbert website. It's already available at the store Harrods. If you guys have access to Harrods, can definitely go and test them. And that's it, guys. That's all I have. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye.